Hello guys, and welcome back to Making a Cat Cry. We last left Cadia at 316 in the city of Kvatch, wondering what she's gonna do next. So let's see which one of the three options she chooses. You should go back to the library and start reading some of the many books available. Books are very valuable sources of information. You may learn many lessons from those inked pages as long as you have time to sit around a library all day. That wasn't even one of the things she was considering. First off, wait, first of all, it was a bookstore, not a library. Those books are in there for people, or bipedal cats, to purchase. And to just sit in there reading them for free seems kind of like a bold move. Second, I don't have the time to sit around and read all day. I, my uncontrollable pyrokinetic powers have kind of begun igniting things around me with no rhyme or reason, and the crippling nightmares that have plagued me since childhood have apparently started to communicate with me. And I'm currently in the midst of a poorly conceived plan to break into an evil wizard's lair to steal back and subsequently deliver a package in an attempt to prove my competence to the one person in the world who seems to believe in me despite my flaws. Not to mention I don't have time for money or food. I don't have anywhere to stay tonight, and I'm pretty sure that if I try to sleep outside, it'll start raining simply because it's the sort of thing that happens to me. Oh, and third, you can't just wander into a bookstore and blindly start reading books in hopes of learning something useful from it. There are dozens of different books in there, and reading even half of them would probably take you, well, a couple hours at most. You're actually a pretty fast reader. Your point is it's still really bad move, by my standards. What about the Arcane University? Whether before or after the dance competition, you should give it a visit. The mages there can help you with your nightmares, and since they were so suspicious about Sigrid, help you find a way to counter her charm magic. Yeah, that's like a fair bit away. Well, the Arcane University would probably have an expansive library and maybe even wizards that were willing to help me, but it's also halfway across the country, and from what I've read about it, it's very selective about who may enter. I admit there still is a small magic-loving part of me that wants to drop everything and do that, just to see what the place is actually like. But given that my giddy mage worship got me robbed yesterday, I'd rather not let it take me onto an impromptu, unaccompanied cross-country journey. It's probably best if I just stay in Kvatch and its surrounding countryside until Asotil returns to escort me back to Anvil. I suggest talking to the woman who you met by the well. She knows at least healing magic, and she has insinuated her job is a bit shady, or not. While you're there, ask what her profession is. She may be willing to help you break into the guild and rob the most popular person in town and relieve her of her ill-gotten gains. Or, at the very least, she may know something about your dreams/magic troubles, along with possibly being able to fill your magicka. Two objectives could be accomplished by finding an unaffiliated wizard. Surely there's one nearby. You just have to ask around town for one. Now, that is true. We've gathered that there aren't many professional mages in town besides Sigrid and her lackey, but even someone with a mild familiarity with magic might be able to help me get my powers under control, or help me get past Sigrid's charms, or even have thoughts on these dreams now that I think about it. Do not fall in this. Why would someone willingly fall into a well? Like, the well's been there the entire time. So why do you think that suddenly, just because it's partially broken, people are gonna start fall? Never mind. Kadia fell in the well. I, you check around for the crazy poison lady who gave you that recharge yesterday, but it looks like she's moved on. Maybe she found that mysterious person she was waiting for? Kadia, Look for that party-going guy you met just outside the city. He looked kinda magey. Maybe he could answer some of your questions? Next up is that cultist by the front gate. I know I'm trying to distance myself from the whole cult thing, but he seemed like an okay guy, and someone who might have some magic background. Sadly, it doesn't look like he's here right now. The campfire is still there, but there's nobody around other than... Oh, no. It's that guy. It is that guy. You are now Captain Gaius? You are now Captain Gaius Atrum. Huh? No, you're not. Gaius Atrum is the guy right there. I met him up on the battlements yesterday while I was exploring the town, and he sort of freaked out when he heard I used to be in a cult. He's doing it again now that I'm pointing at him. Anyways, as endearing as yesterday was, I have more important priorities right now. Kadia, ask Gaius if he's seen where the cultists went. Kadia, ask that guy if he's seen your oh, no, that complete stranger. Try explaining to that old bloke that those cultist things are past, and that his childish phobia simply sounded like a call to get poked fun from. Also, you might know where did that elf go? That was all just terrible grammar, but also some of it wasn't as terrible as it sounded at first. Whatever you do, don't be unfriendly. Be warm towards him, and perhaps he will return the favor. Oh, I missed the first one. Okay, do that again. Whatever you do, don't be unfriendly. Be warm towards him, and perhaps he will return the favor. Right. You greet Gallus politely as you can. He regains his professional composure, stands a safe distance away, and rather sternly asks what you want, you cultist. You ask him, have you seen an elf in a red robe around here anywhere? I've been having some magic problems lately, and I was looking around for any mages who might know. Oh, that elf in the suspiciously cult-like attire? The same elf who's been waiting out front for his no doubt cultist friends to show up, presumably to do bizarre and probably unruly cultist things. Things an admittedly cultist-like individual, such as yourself, would quite possibly be involved in. Why would you be looking for him? Are the two of you up to something? With an exasperated deadpan, you explained, I really am just looking to get some magic help. I can assure you that I'm no longer involved with cults. My cultist years were a long time ago, and they mostly just involved wild but harmless parties. Nothing to get paranoid about. No cults here. I haven't even... He cuts you off again and tells you that's exactly the sort of thing that a secret cultist would say. He's on to you and your cultist plans. And there's no chance he's going to willingly help locate your cult friend, as he hears the kids are calling them these days. Right then, do you at least know any other non-guild mages in town who you could speak with? Even if I did, he explains, I certainly wouldn't direct a terrifying, living, breathing cultist to them. This conversation is unbelievably stupid and going nowhere. Go see the phrenologist. Kedia, visit the elven shrink slash phrenologist slash trepanist. Ask about your dreams. Oh yeah, that guy did exist. Yeah, this mage search was kind of a bust, and all of this ragging on my cultist past is just kind of starting to make me mad. You tell Gaius that As much as I'd love to continue this interrogation, I have important things to do. So I'm just gonna head back into town and do them. All right, he says, but I've got my eye on you. I'll know what sort of strange cultist things you and your friends are up to. I'll uncover your cultist conspiracy. You tell him one last time that he's being ridiculous. I'm not a cultist or involved in any conspiracy. You're just, I'm just going to try to earn some money repainting a sign, then maybe talk to that counselor guy about the reoccurring monochrome nightmares I've been having since I was a kid. It's nothing a guard captain has to be worried about. Uh, are you mocking me? Cultist? Who have you been speaking to? Which one of your cultist spies is feeding you information? Uh, Feeding me information? T- I I have no idea what you're talking about. You just kind of, you're just kind of starting to scare me now. You're gonna go and talk to a town guard who isn't. Don't play dumb with me, Khajiit. You know what I'm talking about. Wait, who told you about my nightmares? I don't. When did he bring up her nightmares? Okay, anyways. For what feels like the millionth time, you tell the paranoid guard captain, I have no idea what you're going on about. I'm not involved in any kind of cultist conspiracy, and I don't know anything about. Wait, what did you say? I read this wrong. Okay. Who told you about my nightmares? For what already feels like the millionth time, you tell the paranoid guard captain that you have no idea what he's going on about. I'm not involved in any kind of cultist conspiracy, and you don't know anything about. Wait, what did you say? Katia, interrogate interrogator. Nightmares? Wait, it's time to flip out. Okay, actually, you may have actually found a lead. Nightmares! You had nightmares. Like, are you talking about, like, reoccurring, terrifying, monochromatic, probably unnecessary silhouette nightmares? Unnatural feeling nightmares? The captain says that he suspects you already know the answer to that question. What with your cultist. No cultists right now. This is a serious. After 15 years of sleepless nights and ruined childhoods and drinking away pain and searching for answers, you are my first actual lead, and you are going to tell me everything you know. Everything. Katia, try to calm down. Calmly speak to him and see if you can get him to trust you. Agreed, be honest with him, but be careful about bursting into a slew of questions. He doesn't trust you right now. Calm Captain Gaius Atrum down before you start speaking with him about the nightmares. Huh, that probably would have been way better than what I did, actually. Yeah. You cough politely and admit to Gaius that I might have approached this wrong. You calmly explain that I've been suffering reoccurring nightmares since I was a child, and from what you're implying, it sounds like they might be very similar to yours. I realize that you probably don't trust me that you've probably made and that I've probably made some bad mistakes in the past, but right now, you're the first person who I've ever met who sounds like they might know something, anything about my dreams. Finding you at all, finding you all of a sudden like this might be like the one lucky break I've ever had. Ever. And you and I kind of want you to tell me everything you know. Everything. Katia, put on your trust face. Okay. Kitty eye face? Yes. He still doesn't completely believe you. The two of you simply running into one another like this would be too much of a coincidence. He feels like you have some dark ulterior motive here. You assure him that I am the sort of person who blindly walks into traps, continuously acts without thinking, and repeatedly sabotages my own plans without knowing any better. Ulterior motives are a bit beyond my level. Alright, yeah. He looks you over and eventually admits you do give that vibe, yes. Even if your words are truthful though, Guy says there's not much he could tell you. Even after decades of searching for answers about his nightmares, his efforts have turned up very little. His nights are still haunted with those dark dreams of just being there, trapped in a small dark room with a cultist. No way out, no one to help him, and the cultist just stands there, being a cultist. Yes, yes, that's just what mine are like, except yours have cultists? You guess that makes sense. You, I guess that makes sense, you say, given his apparent fear of cultists. Your, my dreams are about kings, though. He's not afraid of cultists, he says, just appreciates their inherent danger on a deeper level than the average person does. Do you dream about kings? Kings aren't very scary. Kings are scary as heck, you reply. Cultists, on the other hand, aren't even dangerous. Also, what's that smoke coming from in town? Gaius says that it's probably just Miss Lenka's weekly barbecue. Nothing to be concerned about. Ah, okay. Trade snippets of your dreams with Captain Atrium. Bond. Whatever. Kings and cultists aside, the dreams still sound really similar. And this is really the first time I've ever found any sort of clue on what they are, what they mean even, or that such things even exist outside of my own head. If you know anything at all about them, it would mean a lot to me if you'd share. Gaius says once again that even if you have the same affliction as him, there's nothing useful he could tell you. He has spent years searching for answers. He has read countless books on the topic, traveled across Tamriel in search of experts, spoken to numerous counselors, and even put himself under the scrutiny of the guild's top mages, all to no avail. In his searching, only once did he find a possible clue. But did he follow that clue? And that was when he spoke to the Daedric Prince of Nightmares herself. That's what I figured. Flashback activate. You are now Captain Gaius Atrium. You are now Captain Gaius Atrium. About 1 month in the past. Gaius, recap goals. Gaius, do a quick recap on what your goals are now. A recap? I'm a man of action and problem solving. I approach life head on, never flinching or stopping to look back. I don't have time to stand and diddle idly around about past events. But since you've arrived a little ahead of schedule, a bit of recaption couldn't hurt. I currently stand in the Kvatch Mages Guild. A cold wind whistles outside, its ominous hum complementing the dark actions you are about to undertake. For today, after years of searching for answers as to what could be causing my constant, terrifying dreams of cultists, I have perhaps found the means to an answer. For today, I seek audience with Vermina, the Daedric Prince of Nightmares. The only way for an ordinary, non-cultist mortal to speak face to face with a Daedric prince is through the Summoners of Cabal, an elite group of mages who do not come cheap nor serve just anyone. but the mysterious and alluring alchemist, Sigrid, has agreed to help me in my plight, scheduling for the unholy Prince of Nightmares to be summoned here in Kvatch at the stroke of midnight. And now I have arrived in the guild to seek answers. Midnight rapidly approaches, and I have many questions to ask, and I do not intend to squander one moment of this opportunity. Do you guys see this here? How did that happen? Arm golden retrievers. See, this is a sort of pointless nonsense that does absolutely nothing but waste time, unbefitting of a brave man of action such as yourself. Wait, what? Why is there a golden retriever with a sword and a spike collar? Sure, maybe my compatriots in the guard think that my continual suspicion of cultist plots are irrational, and maybe they don't believe my incredibly reasonable assertion that invisible cultists could be standing around us right now. But that does not mean I should start strapping weapons to a bunch of dogs so they can watch my back while I sleep. That would just be ridiculous. Anyways, I only have one golden retriever, SWORDDOG, and she is already armed to the hocks. Good girl. Stay alert. No funny business. Just proceed to do whatever it was you were intending to do, whatever that is. Now that's the sort of headstrong action I can get behind. I bring sword. You bring SWORDDOG boldly and stroll into the Mages Guild to meet Sigrid for the whump. Bah! That's the third time this week I've tripped over the trapdoor to the tunnels. Sigrid really ought to press it down better. You make a mental note to mention this to her. You also make a physical note and put it on the trapdoor to prevent any further harm. The world is dangerous enough with all those secret cultists in it. The last thing it needs is an occupational safety hazard. Do not trip on this. You continue your way down the hallway and up the stairs. Sigrid should be waiting for me in the... Oh, great. It's that guy. Evening, Captain Atrium, SWORDDOG. I was beginning to think you wouldn't show up. I said I'd be here, and a guard captain does not abandon his obligations without reason, you say. Now, where is Sigrid? We have a demon lord to consult. She's in the dining room, aiding in all the preparations. I'm surprised you aren't more excited, Captain Atrium. It's not every day a Daedric lord is summoned in Kvatch. That is so foreshadowing. Excited is not the word I distribute lightly, Breton. And that smile? Creepy. Stop smiling. That's an order. This is a Mages Guild, Captain. I will take my orders from Sigrid. As will you. Now, you have questions prepared for the Daedric Lord, I assume. Sigrid will gladly ask them for you if you wish, as I doubt Vermina will want her time on Mundus wasted while you tremble in fear. I'm actually going to leave this here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, where we'll get to meet a Daedric Prince that I'm not familiar with. I thought I'd recognize any Daedric Prince names on, sight, because, I've played through all of Skyrim, but I don't remember this one exactly. So we'll get to look into that. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you in the next episode. So, yeah, see ya!